Welcome back to the Sarah Live Look at Regina for you, where rain is providing some reprieve on the wildfire situation in the province, but officials are still reminding people they need to be vigilant and prepared, as this is just the start of the wildfire season. And Morgan Campbell joins me now, anchor CTV News at 6 in Regina. Morgan, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Angie.
All right, and I know that your team out there has been keeping a pretty close eye on what the wildfire situation is. So give us a sense of what the latest is. It looks like things are looking much better.
I don't know if you have a similar saying out east, but here in Saskatchewan, we say, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, because conditions can be so varied. It feels like things are changing constantly, sort of all four seasons in one day sort of situation. But these past couple of weeks, actually, it's been the complete opposite. Last week, we saw straight sunshine. If you looked at the long-term forecast, it was no clouds in the sky at all. Temperatures were consistently 10 degrees above seasonal. We were seeing 26 degrees up to 30 degrees in some communities. And then this week, it's been the exact opposite. Rain all across the board, all across the province. And that has made a significant difference in terms of the wildfire fight. I know they've seen similar situations in northern Alberta, and that's been the case in northern Saskatchewan as well. We've been getting daily wildfire updates from the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency. And as of this morning, they said the number of active wildfires burning has dropped from 24 to 21. 5 of those are out of control, and all but one of those wildfires are north of Prince Albert. So Prince Albert's about an hour and a half or 140 kilometers north of Saskatoon, although Prince Albert is still like 900 kilometers south of the northernmost communities in Saskatchewan. So here in the Regina area, we're fairly insulated from that whole situation, but it does feel like overall we're all getting the rain, and it is making a big difference.
Yeah, thankfully, because that really, I mean, the firefighters that are out there trying to put those wildfires out, it's just been relentless. And to get this bit of relief from Mother Nature certainly is very welcome, but so important. But there are still concerns, though. They're not saying, you know, we're out of the woods, sorry for the pun there, but there are a number of issues with regards to hotspots, for example.
Yeah, certainly far from being over, although it was a really quick, early start to the wildfire season. We're still going to be experiencing wildfire season for a while here. It did really feel like it was a turning point when we came back from the long weekend, though, here in the newsroom. We got the update that crews were able to get a better handle on the largest wildfire in the province, which was near Pine House, a community. And it said that on Sunday, that fire was burning more than 400,000 hectares of land, and then by Monday it was just 60,000 hectares of land. So to put that into perspective, it just feels like even just that one fire, if you can get a handle on it, it just makes people feel like they're getting some wins. And then by the time we get to the end of this week, it's significantly better across the board.
We know that people in Buffalo Narrows, they have been allowed to go back to their homes. What's the concern there? Are some of them, many of them, going to be facing some heavy damage, perhaps homes completely gone? Yeah, here in Regina, the evacuees from Buffalo Narrows were close to our heart because, you know, people from that community had driven the 8.5-hour trip from their home community in Buffalo Narrows and Isle of La Crosse all the way south here to Regina. And, you know, when they left, sort of on a moment's notice, not knowing what they were going to be coming back to. Now, we have heard fire officials say in terms of actual structural losses, those have been relatively minimal. Things like cottages and outbuildings have been lost, but the community won't look the same. The landscape won't look the same. And also you have to take into consideration the emotional strain in terms of people's sense of safety, just to have that happen on a moment's notice, to have to gather up what you can. We've been checking in with folks at hotels who have to do things like laundry, have to consider food. We heard that the province is going to be giving people, you know, $100 per person when they go back to their communities to buy food because of power outages in some of these communities. If you had, you know, a fridge full of food or stuff in your freezer, that would be spoiled by now. So a lot of people are saying they don't feel like that's enough. They're not feeling sure in terms of what they're going to be returning to. But I think, you know, things could have certainly been worse. And there is a sense of relief for some people who are able to get back to their home communities. And we know, of course, they are a resilient bunch, and they, you know, there is that rebuilding side of it. But yes, I can only imagine the anxiety that they must be going through, not knowing knowing what they're going to be dealing with, and also sort of that long term. What now are you and the team going to be keeping a close eye on? We're now getting into a weekend, and as you say, things can continue to pivot when it comes to the weather. So what are you watching for over the next few days?
We're watching things like travel advisories, which highways are open and closed, which is always shifting due to various reasons. But when you look at the reduced visibility, that's a concern because of smoke in the areas. Now, fire crews say there's no alert risk to roadways at the moment because they have been prioritizing fights around roadways so they can keep supplies moving, they can facilitate evacuations, and they can also protect the power infrastructure. We're also looking at things like provincial fire bans. Now, that was lifted across the province earlier this week, but some rural municipalities or specific areas are still keeping their own fire restrictions in place out of an abundance of caution. So people who are, into camping season now looking to get out of town have to keep an eye on if there's going to be fires allowed in different communities depending on where you are and what the weather does. And speaking of which, we're always keeping an eye on the sky because if we get another stretch of hot, dry weather with lots of high winds, things can change.
Things can change indeed. Okay, well, fingers crossed that that things stay relatively calm.